Welcome back to Mike Morton Talks Football, back with Joe, our weekly Pirates show. We still don't have a name for it. Guys came up with some pretty good ideas, so we're still throwing some names around. And hopefully we'll have a name for it soon. But it went down very well. I think our first episode did almost 10,000 views, which was incredible. So thank you very much for joining us again. And make sure you share it and hit that like button so we can get all the word around to all the happy people. Joe, how you been?
Good, and you? Like, it was a good week for us, let's be honest. That's why I've got my little t-shirt today, the Happy People
Happy
one, because
people
I
are
think
back.
we're all happy with this week. Like 6 points is always great in 2 games.
Yeah, it's crazy how the mood changes. I mean, the first 2 weeks of the season, we're panicking, saying if we got the right guy, is what do the man for the job. And fast forward 2 weeks, and we settled down a bit now. And we can sort of see what he's trying to do now. He's played a pretty consistent lineup now for the last couple games, and looks like guys are starting to gel. Tito again, probably been our player of the season so far. I think if you slotted that penalty today, that would have been 4 goals for the season. So he's top goal scorer for Pirates.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Tito he's had a very good start of the season. We hope it carries on, but yeah, as you said, we were panicking I was panicking for sure after 2 games, but like credit to Uadu again, like the pressure he must have had after 2 losses beginning of a season, and he's turned it around. Let's be honest. Yes, it was games that you have to win when you're all on the Pirates, but credit to him. We also kicked out Sundowns during MTN8, so I'm very happy for him because it must have been very tough at the beginning for sure. Because I remember all the fans were doubting him, were all saying he must be sacked. And look now, that's the thing, football, it goes always very quickly. You've been a player, you can have 2 bad games and people start booing you, and then you have an incredible performance, and then you're back in the game. And so it's very, very cool.
Yeah. Some positives, I suppose, the defensively, we obviously kept 2 clean sheets now, and we got Siema hitting rockets from distance, and Mbokazi's with the armband been solid as a rock. I think it's worthwhile speaking about him now. Obviously, there was a lot of talk in the week. Hugo Broos's press conference, he spoke a lot about Mbokazi, spoke about the fact that it's highly likely that he's not going to go to the Under-20 World Cup, and he fully understands because he's become such an integral part of the Pirates team, and we basically can't play without him now. So he understands that he's probably not going to go to the Under-20 World Cup. But what did you make of that?
Yeah, look, me, I'm a huge Mbokazi fan. For me, and I come from Europe, I think he can really play at the highest level, but highest level. The only downfall is that he's a bit short, for a centre-back. In Europe, they like the tall ones. But if you look at, Manchester United, they also have a centre-back, the Argentinian one, Lisandro. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's the same height as Mbokazi. For me, he's our best player, Mbokazi, with Mofokeng. There's no doubt about it. He's ultra strong. He fears no one. And he's incredible for me. So I really hope we carry on like it. I mean, he became all of the Pirates captain at 20. So that shows you can see Hugo Broos, he loves him for Bafana. I think he'll be the Bafana centre back for the next 10 years if he stays grounded. It's always the thing.
It's insane to think he literally started playing 4 months ago.
From DDC.
We're going into the AFCON and we're thinking that he's going to be a regular in this AFCON side. And Hugo Broos basically in that press conference said, it doesn't really matter if he misses this Under-20 World Cup because hopefully he'll go to the next one next year, which is basically saying he's already penciling him in for the World Cup squad next year if we get there.
Yeah. No, and I hope, to be honest, I really hope that actually Broos plays him next week for Bafana. I think he deserves it. For me, it's better than the centre-backs that Bafana play at the moment. Look, we are Pirates fans who might be a bit biased, but yeah, he's incredible. If he stays grounded, this guy, he'll play for a big team in Europe, and it will be very, very good for South African football. So we must enjoy it now that he's at our club. I don't think he's going to be there for super long.
Yeah. And then obviously this week we've been missing Rele as well. He sat out the Orbit game, and as he was on the bench today, came on for a little bit. The Pirates fan in me was a little bit worried with the transfer window coming up. Was there a part of you that thought that it was more than an injury and there was maybe something else there?
Yeah, I was a bit worried as well. When your main player is not starting 2 games, you might be thinking, okay, is the club trying to make sure he doesn't get injured?
MLS offer come in, they're talking about $2 million offers and stuff.
Yeah.
Just start to think, no, not now. Not just before the transfer.
Look, that's the thing with Rele, right? He hasn't been that great since the beginning of the season. I think compared to the Rele from last season, he's a bit under par. I think even Bruce was saying that in the press conference, right, for Bafana this week. But he'll get back. I mean, Rele is such an incredible talent. I just hope we'll keep him until the AFCON. I'm 100% sure that him and Mbokazi will be hits at AFCON, in Morocco in December and January next year. So
Yeah.
so let's keep him here until we can. He'll be back at his best level very, very soon. I
Yeah.
think when
How
the
much of it do
transfer
you think
window.
is like unsettled because the transfer window's open and there's offers coming in and there's all this talk? And how much of it do you think versus Oswin coming in and him having to not necessarily play in his best position? Because I think it's been tough for him. He's a young guy. He's hearing all these offers or whatever. But at the same time, he's also not playing where we know him to be best. Like,
Yeah.
he was our left winger for 2 years. That's where he plays. And this has obviously been unsettling for him to try find another position, basically.
It must be. It's the same, when I think Real Madrid, they had the same problem last year when we've got Vinicius and Mbappe, they play also left wings. And because they like to come back inside and score. Yeah. For me, Rele is the best left wing on the whole continent that plays currently. But the thing is, the reality is that Apolis is one of the very, very, very good ones as well. So I understand what Wedo is trying to do because Apolis is such a good player as well. He's trying to play them together. I think for Rele, his best position is left wing, my opinion, right? But look, for the first question from my side, I think you should answer because at 20, I was not playing football. You were. So at 20, well, kids. So it must be very, very difficult to handle these. When you hear all the talks. I don't know what you think, but
Yeah, look, I mean, we're human beings, and the first thing that comes to mind is like he was there before Nkota got promoted. He was already like blowing the lights out, like scoring in cup finals before Nkota even smelt the first team. And obviously, Nkota's come in, got the big money, moved to Saudi, and really is still sitting there at Pirates. So I think any footballer would be saying like, hold on, like when do I get the same sort of treatment? But I think what we also realize is that Rele is in a different category now. I think Pirates value him that much higher, that it's not a simple case of like the first offer that comes in or whatever. Because I think I tweeted out as soon as his last game where he played as the number 10 and it was phenomenal. And then we had that $2 million offer from the MLS. I was like, that's not enough for him. Like, he's so gifted. And I feel like you sell him for $2 million now and he goes somewhere and like 2 years from now, we see him move for £10 million or something. And you'll be like, how on earth did that happen? Yeah. For me, it's more valuable that, but I can see as a footballer how that would affect you mentally to say, look, these guys have come after me, but they're getting the move before me. Must be hard for him to take on.
I agree, especially at this age, right? Like, I mean, me at 20, I was nothing, so the pressure that you must have. As you said, I think Rele is another category. I love Nkota, but I really do think that Rele is like a higher level. Although Nkota is started very, very well in Etifak, right? So he scored the first game. It's amazing to see. He's a great player, Nkota. But Rele has got this technical touch that's a bit better. He's got this thing that no one has, like he can dribble the way he can dribble. There's not many players in the world that can do what Rele does. Now, he has to do the right move, and the right move is probably to go to Europe for him, in my opinion. But we need to get the right offer for him, right?
Don't get me wrong, and like I'm not saying he is that level, but when I watch Verts at Liverpool sometimes, look at Rele and I think is a similar style of player, like small, nimble, quick, not necessarily that pacey that they can run past people, but the vision, the assists, the combination play. I think like there's a lot of similarities there.
I agree. For me, it's a small Neymar, like on very, very small spaces, he can dribble anyone when he's on form. I really do think so. So look, he's going to move for sure, really at some stage. Just hope he gets back to his level because when he does, like, it will be very good for Bafana in December. And he'll get the move. Like, just hope like he's protected well at the club and his environment is good for him. Because it must be hot, as you said. You've been there.
The tricky thing with Bruce, and I mean, you've seen it now with like Pasadena at Sundowns, is like, if you're not playing and you're not playing well, like, he makes pretty bold decisions and he will leave out guys that are not playing regular football. And that's why he often says to these guys, don't go to these leagues where, like, I don't rate the quality or I don't rate the standard because you won't be part of my squad anymore.
That's it. Look, Bruce, like, I remember, like, there's a lot of South African fans that always like to complain about him. But hey, we must look at the results because football is about the results. And Bruce is amazing in terms of results. At the end of the day, yes, he doesn't choose the fans' favorites, but he's getting the results for sure. So we must carry on supporting him. He'll lead us to the World Cup hopefully very soon, and then I think we'll do very well at the AFCON in Morocco this year.
Yeah, and then just quickly to end up with, let's talk a little bit about the game today. Chipa, I missed the first half. I was traveling, so you tell me about that. I mean, you weren't too impressed by Chipa today.
Look, we played very well, but Chipa didn't, it was not at the best level. And Chipa, we must be honest, they haven't started very well the league, right? They're struggling a bit. I'm sure they'll turn around very quickly because they actually have got very good players. Just need to gel together. But we are way better than Chipa today. I think in terms of statistics and everything, we were superior in every department. So the boys did very well. It could have been more than 3-0. Tito missed a penalty. To be honest, it was not a penalty, so I think Tito did well to miss it. Then you don't have the Chiefs and Downs fans that are saying Pirates League,
let's not talk about Sundowns penalty.
Correct. But no, we are very good today against a team that we're supposed to beat. At the end of the day, we're Orlando Pirates beating Orbit. I don't know if we haven't talked much about the Orbit game this week, but I think it was one of our worst games we've ever played in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But we got the result. And at the end of the day, you know what? Football is about results. Sometimes you've got a day off, but if you win, that's okay. And it's what the boys did with Siama that scored a cracker. So that was good to see. We needed the results and we had a great week. We got 6 points.
Yeah. And last week we were chatting about Hotto saying maybe his best place is not in the box and not scoring. And I think he overheard us because he showed us today that he has got some goals in him. And it was impressive.
No, Hoto, I think we were chatting, during the first half. And Hoto, for me, was the best player even on the field even before scoring. So, and his goal was good, it was a Hoto goal, it was just Hoto, but we know very, very good, very consistent. Defensively was very good today. And it's great because, we were talking about his, as you said, his ability to score, and he scored. So good Hoto for us.
Just a mention for Lobito. I mean, this guy's been out for over a year with a really, really bad injury, and to come in and play like that. I mean, we've had issues at right back for the whole season, basically. And he came in and looked really, really solid. I think that's something that Pirates fans can look at and take out of this week and say, okay, well, at least we're starting to get some guys back now, and right back position is maybe not going to be as much of a headache going forward because Lobito looked solid.
Yeah, it was very good today. Yeah, as you said, he hasn't been playing for a long time. He was perfect. So very happy for him and very happy for us because we've been struggling so far in the right back position. So hopefully we carry on like this. The nice thing is that now we've got 10 days with even more FIFA break to recharge the batteries and everything. We've got a lot of players playing for Bafana, but the others, they can really restart. And our next game, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually the final. So not much time to think here.
Yeah. So we'll be there. We'll be in Nelspruit watching the game, and hopefully we can record an episode somewhere from Nelspruit, and hopefully it's after a cup final win.
Yeah,
but we'll be with you guys again next week, and thank you again for tuning in the Pirates Weekly Show. We're going to need to find a name for this. And we actually had a massive guest lined up for this week. It didn't come through, but we are working very hard. And I think your guys will be very happy in the coming weeks with some of the guests we have lined up for this show. Pirates people, ex-Pirates players. Yeah, we've got some cool stuff lined up. So, Joe, thank you very much. And we'll take it easy this next week. Not too much news. Hopefully no big news in terms of transfers going out. And I don't think we're going to bring anything else in this week.
And good luck to Bafana. I think if we get 6 points next week, then we'll be at the World Cup. Whatever happens, even if we dug the points against Lesotho. So let's be all behind the boys, and we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah. No, we're not mentioning anything about a team that still hasn't conceded a goal this season and of 5 games without a loss. We'll just cruise past that.
We are not.
Guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye, everyone.